Welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Through the Glass, where you guys have just interrupted us talking about haircuts that we're going to give ourselves the next 2 weeks of quarantine. That being said, we are here for the next 2 weeks of this quarantine, so you guys can chill with us here or on the YouTubes or on all those fun places. So if you're not following us everywhere, go follow us. If you want to chat about this game, join us in our Discord, link down below. If you want to support this channel and all the things we do here, please go check out our Patreon, link down below. And most important announcement of the night, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar that serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Natalie does whatever the hell she wants to us in this anime bullshit game. And two, every dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing faces you see before you here. That being said, I will turn things over to Natalie to bring us into the world of Canada.
Oh, Canada. Welcome to Canada.
That's actually their national anthem.
Oh,
Canada.
Oh, Canada. Oh, God. That's now going to be stuck in my head for literally the rest of the night. Excellent. Right. So where did we leave off? What did we do? What did I screw with last time? That's a great question, because I mostly... you guys had to deal with a lot of stuff, mostly involving Naya and Naya's general BS. Y'all got the idea that Naya was going to go after Saba, and you guys seem to have adopted Saba since, you know, that one time you met him. But that's cute. That's how it works in anime.
That's literally how it works in anime.
It's true. It's
Our friendship.
It's true.
They seem like a trustworthy fellow.
Yeah. Levi has not yet lost his powers. Kit may not be human, and they're not sure what's going on anymore. Jules, I think, is just generally concerned for everything. And Lockie, well, we ended off with Lockie. As everybody returns into the mirror world, Lady Care shows up, puts a hand on Lockie, and Lockie became something else entirely.
You refer to that as the bad touch hand.
Pretty much. John.
She's naked puzzle basement.
John, can you do me a favor and please describe what you looked like at the end of the last episode? And I guess at the start of this episode, because that is exactly where we're picking this up.
I look unconscious.
We look a lot more than that.
True. So Lockie has changed a little, a pretty good chunk actually. If the things were sort of on the inverse in the mirror world, where, you know, the bones with all the bones on the outside, the bones that used to be sort of like a kind of regular white are now kind of almost an ashen yellow, as if they've been sort of either sun bleached or rotting for a period of time. And actually, as of right this exact second, there's not a lot different with Lockie right now, because we've only just started changing. But there's very clearly, it looks kind of like Lockie's shadow. Lockie's shadow, even though Lockie has collapsed on the ground and isn't moving, is like boiling, is the best way I can say that.
I don't like any of the words you're using. I don't like boiling shadows. I don't like starting to change, like, because that implies there's a finishing changing that's more monstrous than what Lockie currently looks like. I don't
What?
like it.
What? No.
I'm going to cancel tonight's game, guys. We're going to go. This is too much mental trauma for me. I got to go.
Wonderful.
Nice.
And we'll be continuing on another channel without Levi, who is now spontaneously dead. So...
No.
Anyways, so you
if you die in real life, you die in the game? Question mark.
We were just saying, and I have warned y'all, I have been playing a heck of a lot of Persona. So you are in the mirror world, and as Lockie starts to he doubles over, falling to the ground, and you see, yes, boiling, bubbling shadow just erupting from the ground. Lady Care vanishes in just a flash of brilliant light. Kit, you have a moment where you see this, because you guys all see this more or less come down in the last moment, as especially you see Lady Care's hand on Lockie, you see the transformation begin. And in that split second as she disappears, Kit, you see with your supernatural senses almost exactly what you saw in that vision last time, when there was the 4 creatures within your vision, and there's the one who looked just as she did, just as Lady Care, but had that shadow demonic form just flicker before she fades away entirely. And you see that remnant, that echo, as she vanishes. What do y'all do? Lockie's doubled over on the ground.
Levi starts yelling about something. Jules punches him. Kit yells at him for whining. You know.
The usual.
Roll credits. Next episode.
This is a filler episode this entire time, clearly.
What does it look like with Lockie? Like, are you like writhing and like rolling around in pain on the ground, like transforming like a werewolf?
Isn't currently moving.
Oh.
But his shadow is.
What did we just verbally bitch slap Naya last episode? Was that primarily what we did? And then we walked through a portal, right?
You cut off her hands.
Oh,
yeah,
right, I
we
did do that.
Through a portal, yeah.
I did chop off their hands. Fuck.
Between you and Kit, you guys managed to hex some things into happening in which you pushed back Naya into the mirror. The mirror then shattered, which is why you had to go back to the soup kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Learning that it's not completely burned down, which is great.
You're welcome. And then I drew something with her hands. Gross. I was gross. That was a gross episode.
Yeah, because you were, Well, Kit also decided to use one of the hands to connect with Naya mentally to figure out where they were going. So now you guys have used Naya's hands a surprising amount. You have blood on your hands, and it's not
those service industry hands.
Go wash your hands. Go wash your hands, all of you, right now.
We'll pause the stream. We'll come back.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're in the shadow world. Lockie's on the ground. What's-her-face disappeared. And we were here to find Sava, right? That's why we came back here?
Correct. You went to go at least try to warn Sava that Naya was going to come after him.
Shit.
Because you adopted him like you do in animes.
Yeah.
You adopt that one good boy who is probably you're like, yeah, you're good. We're going to keep you.
I think Levi just goes, and like looks at Lockie, not sure what to do.
Yeah, Kit drops down in front of Lockie, and I think not necessarily doing anything helpful, but is just like holding their face and is like, Lockie, what's going on? You know, kind of shaking them and like, look at me, you know, that kind of thing.
Jules is just kind of moving around to be behind, like almost directly behind Kit, and is just kind of flexing the hand that has all the rings on it still, just getting prepared. We're not sure what the fuck is going to happen. So Jules just likes to listen. This has definitely been a whirlwind of it is better to err on the side of caution. That is how Jules is approaching literally everything.
If Lockie looks like he's in pain, I'm going to try to heal and or light him on fire.
50-50.
Either
way, it's going to be entertaining.
Either way, it hurts.
Oh, no.
Either way, it's a great time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but like if he looks like he's in pain or like unconscious or like, you know, not alive, I'm going to attempt to heal him in some kind.
Okay, cool.
If that's cool.
Please make the attempt.
I'm gonna,
because you still have to roll magic, I believe. Yeah.
So I'm gonna use magic to try to heal him, with a weird.
Or set me on fire. Perfect.
Or both.
Both.
A 7. Okay, so that's not terrible.
I will burn your pain away.
I mean, you can cauterize wounds, so.
Yeah.
Woo.
So
with your magic,
I have an ability. And this fits perfectly, Lockie. I'm just helping you build character. I have an ability called This Might Sting. You can use magic to heal 3 harm, but the process is exceptionally painful. However, on a 7 to 9, it also leaves a gnarly scar.
Yay!
Is the exact term that it uses.
Awesome.
So how are you trying to heal? So you approach his body, and you are pushing out your magic to try to heal him. The black flames probably.
Yeah, so I think are you like on your back, just flat on your back?
Like curled up on his side.
Got it. What did it look like when his powers were removed, Natalie?
All you really saw was Lady Care, this white angelic creature, just put a hand on Loki's shoulder, and it clenched in a bit, the fingers just pressing into their shoulder. And it was just like this death grab.
Okay, cool. In that case, I'm going to reach exactly where those hands went and put my hands in the exact same spot and channel healing fire into Loki.
Cool.
And I think if I can say what the gnarly scar is now he has that handprint forever burned into his shoulders. Like, it's as if someone grabbed him like this, right? He just has that burned in as like a scar to remind him of that day that he got his powers ripped out of his body. You know, forever and ever.
Why not?
Great, thanks.
Not to be salty about it.
Loki, what does your skin look like? It had gone yellowish, you had said?
Sorry, everyone.
So Loki's skin is still like ashen pale current.
Okay, cool. Currently. As you lie there on the floor, lying on the cold hard ground, you
found and broken. Sorry.
You're welcome. You're all welcome.
Told you this episode was about to happen.
You feel these two hands hold your shoulders and this warmth that is burning. It starts off as something nice, warm, soothing, and slowly goes to far too hot. Like when you're this is the biggest connection I can think of, but it is when you go to like a hairdresser and they're blow drying your hair and they've left on that blow dryer in the same spot for too long. And it is that intense heat just starting to sear your skin.
Yeah, no, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've definitely used a hairdresser on myself. Hairdryer.
You've used a hairdresser on yourself?
I have. I paid money to have it used on me and everything.
Hairdresser.
Yeah, exactly. I've used a hairdresser myself. I know how it goes.
Hairdryer.
Nope, I'm going with it now.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's just happening. So
perfect. Okay. So you feel this searing heat on both of your shoulders, and they will leave handprints, Levi-sized handprints.
So, Levi, you have like a hot, pun intended, second. Right up until I think right as it starts to get really hot, Loki opens like his eyes, which instead of being people eyes are now like freaking basilisk red, and just sort of like, you know, like that sort of like really unnatural, like really fast whip tilt you get from like things that like turn really quick to look at you. That happens. And then from Loki's mouth comes the howl from the angry murder dog. And then whipping around instead of Loki's arm is the hand of the angry murder dog, which now goes out to slap, like slap you or to grab you. No, grab. I'm going to go with grab, I think.
Okay.
To try and hit you.
Dope. How does PvP work in
I know, right? What are you going to try to actually dodge out of the way, Levi?
I don't think Levi is smart or fast enough.
Cool.
Like he's healing him, and then he sees it coming. He's like, "Oh no, this is gonna whack." Suck.
Then it's going to be on John to roll kick some ass. Yeah. You're just going to roll plus tough in this case.
What if I step in and protect Levi? Because I was just holding Loki's head.
Yeah, no, Loki's head did like twist like no.
Loki, still roll, and if you want to roll to protect someone, kick, go for it. Roll plus tough.
Cool. I'm gonna roll weird instead because I have a move now.
Does it let you? Okay.
Oh wow! Oh no!
Love it.
Oh yeah, you roll plus weirdness.
That's really, really good bad.
That's hilarious. Protect someone.
Good,
Oh
no.
It's
Okay.
good bad. Okay.
So, Kit, you're still going to be able to protect them. Okay, you are going to suffer all of the harm, though, because of how good Lockie's went.
So much harm.
That is more or less how that's going to go. With this, so what are you so it's your arm, your doggo arm?
It's my doggo arm. Rules things for people who are watching at home. Lockie is now in the monstrous playbook, and one of the options you have as a monstrous is a life drain natural attack,
And
which
that's
I am
what
using now.
you used, and that's
Yes.
you're slapping Keith with. Excellent. Slapping Kit with, as you do. With that, I'm going to say probably on the 13 that you got, you probably are inflicting double the normal harm.
Probably. So it's usually 1, but I have a thing that increases it by 2, and now it's 4. It's not great.
This entire game has been, I think, Kit getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Because
It really
I don't
has.
think you have any gear whatsoever to help you, do you? No.
And the very awful, no good, terrible, very bad day.
Very bad rolls. It's like Keith rolls terrible when he needs to roll high, and then rolls high when it involves getting his ass kicked.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I'm going to slap you completely.
And I'm probably unconscious, right? I'm past that little.
You're past that point, so you are unconscious. You are knocked right out.
So you send me hurtling through the air, and
so it's not like a hurdle so much as it is like if you get in the way, Lockie just like grabs your clothes and like twists to pull you closer to him. And there's just like what looks like wisps of some kind of like dark shadow thing that pass from you to Lockie. And Lockie seems to be getting better, like a lot better.
Meanwhile,
while that happens, Kit is just sagging.
Kit before passing out says, "You don't want to do this, Lockie."
Passes out. #anime.
Like Levi looks at his hands, looks down at whatever Lockie's become, looks at Kit, and starts to walk over to Kit to attempt to heal him too, unless anyone stops him.
Nope.
Perfect.
Go for it. Heal your friend,
please. By all means.
Oh, you just heal. It just hurts a fuckload. So you come back to searing pain. You heal for 3 harm, and it hurts a lot.
So that'll put you, that'll help you quite a bit there. You wake up to searing pain then, Kit. It has only been a second, but it feels a lot longer.
It's like the paddles. You're like, but fire.
Somehow Levi became the cleric and nobody, and that should never have happened.
That's all my powers is to burn things, to absorb magic, and to heal people. And all of them hurt. The fire hurts, the healing hurts, and the absorbing magic hurts me. Like everything I do causes pain, good or bad.
No pain, no gain.
Why do we hurt the ones we love?
I consider he loves himself. Yeah, I know, right?
Yes, the sadomasochism cleric, my favorite.
So, Jules, why all this is all happening? What on earth are you doing? You have watched Lockie double over, Levi go to heal him, and instead you see Lockie's arm that looks very different, very strange, try to reach out to Levi, instead grabs Kit. You see Kit collapse. And as Lockie's monstrous hand drops the body, Levi goes and heals, waking up Kit. This has been the last 30 seconds, if that.
I'm going to say that the moment that Kit, quote unquote, goes flying into the air, that's when the hand cannon comes out.
Oh, that's reasonable. Yeah.
Fair. And I'm just kind of positioning it in front of me, like just waiting to see what is going to happen next. Because I don't want to hurt another friend. But this feels different, and I don't know what to do in this situation.
What does his hand cannon look like?
The hand cannon. So
is it just like a gun?
If
Or is it like
you've ever seen the what is it, the Halo gun, the thing that's like the wrong thing, it's like that but smaller, and she just kind of like shakes it out of her jacket.
Okay.
So it's like a handheld version of that.
Gotcha.
It's almost like a little like taser. It looks more like
so like kind of like the Star-Lord gun almost.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because that was what I imagined when I thought of hand cannon. As opposed to just
it is whatever.
It's supposed to just like a gun.
As opposed to just Mega Man.
Yeah, that's also fair.
Lockie, what are you doing?
So I think so. Lockie's kind of like Lockie feeling. That's a great question for later conscious time. I think so. Lockie, like, you know, Kit collapses and then sort of like rolls off to one side and sort of is like crouched over like an angry dog, and then sees Jules pointing a thing that they know is a gun, theoretically, at them. And there's like a flicker in their eyes, and then they and then like their shadow boils, and then the sort of like and sort of boils up, sort of up one, like up their arm, up their leg, boils around their arm, and then when like the shadow settles, it's pointing a copy of your gun back at you.
Oh, fun.
Because fun fact, one of the things that the monster gets is gear, and it's written down as one handy weapon, which was just too perfect. Like, I just have to do that now. And like doesn't move, just has it pointed at you the way you pointing it at him. Them, question mark.
I'm gonna still be holding this out and just kind of slowly start sidestepping over to where Levi and Kit are at, just to kind of like and be kind of in front of them. So it's just kind of like, look, if Lockie starts to charge us, I would like to be the first line of defense, because one of the people in the group is currently like just coming back from being knocked the fuck out, and the other one's kind of in the process of bringing him back. So
that's reasonable. Lockie like keeps the gun trained on you the same way that you have it trained, but doesn't do anything with it.
Are we gonna kill Lockie?
No.
Are you sure? Because he just kind of almost killed Lockie. Do we have to kill you?
I don't think that's. I mean, that's Lockie, but I don't think that's the Lockie that we know right now.
Yeah, she like touched him, and he's corrupted. We gotta just stop that.
Okay. This isn't the time for this discussion right now, I guess, but like, I don't think we have a better time for it. You know how to stop corrupted Lockie? Because I just healed corrupted Lockie.
I'm gonna hold still holding the hand cannon out. If I go to like start to lower it and myself to the ground, does Lockie mimic?
Straight up mimics.
Okay. I'm going to lower the gun, the hand cannon, and put it on the ground next to me. And then slowly kind of come back up with like both hands up in the don't shoot like hands. Yeah. The universal signal for please don't shoot me.
Fair. So Lockie like because this is a thing now. So Lockie puts like same thing. One arm is like very clearly the doggo arm. One arm is clearly this like black shadowy mess with a gun attached to the end of it. Puts those two down.
Your Alucard, I got it.
Yeah, right. Puts those two down and then sort of twitches, and then like two more regular human arms pop out from where the shoulders are and then raise up to where your hands are.
Oh, now you're Crump from Our Real Monsters.
And then the other two arms sort of back in, like as like they go. It's almost like it's
Gross.
Yep.
I wish your bones were on the outside now.
They still are.
Oh.
It's gonna be okay.
I don't know who you're asking.
No. I'm just. It's. I didn't mean for that to come across as inquisitive.
Although I feel like that's the appropriate tone to take. I think.
It's gonna be okay? Question
I
mark.
don't speak shadow monster.
It's gonna be okay. Can I come closer to you?
And Lockie takes like a rattling breath and is like, maybe not yet.
Okay, that's fair.
Adjusting.
Okay. All right, so we'll stay over here while you continue to just kind of adjust. No, and Jules is just kind of like over their shoulder at Levi and Kit. No one use any weird magic or anything. Just let him settle. Don't attack, because then I just feel like we're going to get into this whole thing all over again. Just everyone, deep breath. And I'm going to put my arms down. In real life too, because that hurts.
Yeah, that's not an uncomfortable thing to hold for very long. It's true.
Not comfortable. Also, like this, not comfortable either.
Why would you be like this?
If you've ever
So you
seen,
can
like,
do
if we're going traditional anime, if you've ever seen like the thing where they put the kids out in the hallway to hold buckets like this, as
It's true.
punishment.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I've been
Don't
there.
do it.
Been there.
Anything where you're in a position for like too long of an amount of time and don't get to move, it's gonna hurt your joints.
It's gonna.
I'm old.
Truth.
So you back down. The rest of you, what are you doing as you see?
I think Kit, slumping with the pain of Levi's magic healing here, kind of like slowly gets up on their knees and to their feet and pulls out from their shoulder satchel the compact and opens it and slowly extends it towards Lockie. This is like, Keith is thinking this is a bad idea, but this is totally a Kit moment here of like, here, look at you kind of thing. But not saying anything, just slowly extending it towards Lockie to show Lockie their own reflection.
Lockie, do you look?
Yup. Lockie looks.
How do you feel? Does your reflection show who you are inside?
No, it shows who I am on the outside, like my bones.
Or does it show your darkest self?
I mean, it's definitely doing that for sure.
You're all welcome. This became the musical.
No one ever explained how the fuck her makeup just came off that easy.
Yeah, like, what's that makeup remover, yo? What she got on there?
Welcome, folks, to Monster of the Week. This is the musical episode.
I mean,
Yay.
last week was the horny episode.
Don't worry.
I mean, it's
That's true. You're not.
You can still you can do both. You can combine
You
them.
can do horny musical is definitely a
Who
genre.
is that girl I see
Hate it.
staring back?
I just, you know what's sad is I went to go mute my own mic and I'm like, that doesn't stop me from being able to hear what you say.
No, that's
Nope, not even remotely.
Welcome.
Damn it.
Glad you could be here.
Lockie, how do you respond to seeing this new form?
Lockie, like, is doing the thing that, like, the doctor does post regeneration, where they're like trying all the bits of their body, and like the mirror is doing that. So they're it's kind of like a weird. So they're focused on the mirror, but like joints are popping, like arms, like
Those
just,
awkward
like,
cracking noises.
like cracking
that kind
noises
of
when
come
you're
out of
like
your body.
stretching. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
Things are popping into place again, which is a very strange feeling Because
It's
you
not
don't know
great.
why it's popped out to begin with, and it probably shouldn't have been.
It's not great, but here we are.
But this is where we're at. And as you look into this pocket mirror that, I don't know, we've all come to love so much over the course of these weeks.
The Mirror of Prophecy, my favorite.
Mirror, mirror in Kit's hand. Exactly.
Show me shit about this land.
Kind of, yeah. What you look at yourself, you look at as you start to just move your body around, and anybody else watching you, you notice that joints are contorting in ways that they shouldn't be. There are bits and parts of him that are just bones that look like they're being repositioned, but they are moving into position where they shouldn't be.
Just imagining the ice cream guy from fucking
From
Legion.
Legion? Yeah,
Legion, yeah.
pretty much that, actually. Yes. Kind of almost exactly
Doug
that.
Jones. I
actually.
love Doug Jones.
Jones.
Gangly ass.
Gangly ass,
not want.
creepy ass
Well,
motherfucker.
you don't want, but you are getting, unfortunately. And as you look into this pocket mirror a little more, Lockie, you feel this overwhelming psychic pain erupt within your skull. And I don't know if you. I know. Would you respond? Would you scream? Would you say? Would anything come out of your actual mouth?
Yeah, it's like a scream, except there's like 3 people screaming at once, and one of them's an angry dog. I think is where that's at. It's kind of like you've got that like multi-layer voice effect going on.
Everything I fucking hate. Awesome.
Sorry.
Beautiful.
It's fine.
I gave you guys the options to give me lines and veils, okay, guys? None of this hit that, so I'm just going with
You
it.
got us.
I did. I'm making you add all new sorts of traumas to your list. It's fine. Anyways,
Scratch out body horror for the foreseeable future.
And Lockie, this psychic pain that just erupts within your skull, it is awful. It is like someone has tried. They're trying to cram something back into your brain. Like you recognize that something may have been missing. This form seems to come with memories that you didn't realize you had. And now they're being pushed back into your brain in an overwhelming manner. You double over once more, your head searing. And you can't get that pain to stop. But there are just, with your eyes closed, you see these flashes. And it's hard to make sense of all of it at first. It's movie scenes playing just those little clips of an entire life that you have not been aware of. And as it cycles through these images, you see yourself in this form as this monstrous state of being. You see interactions with other creatures, understanding them, talking to them. You see the prophecy, but not as you've known it. You see it in a different form. You see it written in such a way that it's not the same as your later form recalls it to be. You get flashes of certain lines being different. And you end with a flash of seeing Lady Care, not in her angelic form, but in a demonic visage, all in black. These curling ram-like horns that drip down, blood dripping off the ends of it. These skeletal, leathery wings erupting out as she is cloaked in blackness. And you see her hand, skeletal, bony, long, dark fingernails, those stiletto-like pointed nails, as they reach out and touch your skull, grabbing it in one hand, the fingers elongating so they can actually wrap around it. And this white light. And that is the last thing that you get from this memory. You get the idea that this was your last memory in this form before Lady Care changed you into the only form that you actually remember until now. And after a couple of moments, a couple of beats, everybody hearing the 3-part harmony of screams echo.
One of them is a tritone. Fuck you.
Echo through the empty soup kitchen of the mirror world. You have a beat or two of silence before Lockie, your head stops pounding and you start to be able to make sense of some of the images, some of these memories that have come back to you. You always were an anomaly. And Lady Care, after you learned the truth of the prophecy, turned you into one of her soldiers.
So the truth of that prophecy, though.
I'm going to share it in our Twitter chat because Roll20 is not uploading the image.
Oh no.
It's been trying to for a while.
They are having a lot of server difficulties due to suddenly large influx of people using it.
I mean, valid.
Nerds.
Right?
You'll see the parts in red are the ones that are different. I decided to not make it so that you need to pull up both copies and have to look at it again.
But I don't remember what the other half was.
Yeah, which is why I'm just going to say the full thing for everybody watching because nobody else is seeing this. And also the cursive is a little something. You know what? It was a fun font in Canva, so sue me.
No, I get it. I just don't remember what the second last 2 lines are in the original, and I'm curious now.
Oh, and I can pull that up in 2 seconds. So I'm going to say I'll do the full prophecy as it was originally done, and then I'll say it with the newest version.
Cool.
So, and thus divine powers all obey as they champion through the dark. Loaned magics causing great dismay, and one rises with visions stark. Reflections show twixt shadowed storms, 2 worlds held in tender balance. Through the glass, the alliance forms, relying on one in each half's talents. Devastation will reign, lives are lost. And to leave is to risk one's way. Submit to order, no matter the cost. There's no safety but to obey. The new version now reads, taking that last stanza and changing it. Devastation will reign, lives are lost. To leave is to risk one's goal. Amidst chaos, harmony tossed. In the end, 2 halves made whole.
Do I have any other context for that prophecy other than, like, remembering I know it? I guess.
You remember, actually, do me a solid. And I am going to have you roll something. I'm just deciding what you are going to roll.
That's reasonable.
I thought so. Roll investigate a mystery for me.
Is that sharp?
Sharp.
Cool.
Yes.
Nope. No fucking clue. It's a 3.
It is a 3. You don't remember. You just remember being in so much trouble for finding this. You are on mute, sir.
course I am. So I remember that I had my hand in the cookie jar, but I don't remember which kind of cookie I was trying to steal.
Yeah, you knew what the cookies were, but now you're like, oh heck.
Oh heck.
What am I after?
Got it. Okay, cool.
But my hand was in the cookie jar, and then I was made to become an angel soldier to fight for that lady.
Angry. Okay. So I think the scream just cuts off, like sudden stop. And then Lockie like looks over at the three of y'all and just extends their arm towards you. And like when I don't mean like extends, I mean like extends.
Like how long does it go?
Like from where they are to like them.
Like some Dalsim action going on here.
Yeah.
Get them gum bones.
And specifically like puts their hand is like extended out, palm up to Kit, and basically and just says, the thing that you write on, please.
Kit shuffles through the shoulder satchel and pulls out the notebook, puts it in Lockie's hand with the with the pen.
Yep.
Holds out the pen for like another hand to take.
Lockie just like grabs the notebook with like two fingers, reaches up, takes the pen with another two, and then pulls the whole thing back. Drops your sketchbook on the ground, like flips to a random page because propriety is for humans. And then scribbles down the last, like the new stanza of the prophecy in vaguely legible writing, I think. And then slides the book back across the floor to you.
Kit, which notebook did you give? Did you give yours or did you give the one that you connect with Orono?
Mine.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Lockie
that could be a whole other thing.
Lockie just accidentally texting across space and time.
Yeah. Whoops. Kit rips out.
New phone, who dis? You're welcome.
New phone and a new person, who dis.
Kit rips out the page that Lockie just wrote in, and then flips back to the page where they had written down the prophecy originally, and then we compared the two side by side.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say?
Yeah.
Looks a lot better, at least. There's none of this obeying tyranny going on here. But in the end, two halves made whole. That sounds promising.
Oh, I've seen that movie.
I don't think it's that movie.
Jim Henson's Dark Crystal. Is that not? Did no one see that movie?
Isn't that on? That's on Mondays, isn't it?
It's on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Is that not? No, that's the same thing. There was two different halves of like a thing. The bad bird people and the slow hairy lizard people. I don't know what they were. And then they combine at the end when you put the crystal in the thing. So what do we got to find?
Yeah, except I guess we're the weird lizard people, and they're the. No, I mean, this is the two different worlds.
Yeah, no, duh, but that's the same thing. Whatever we have to do combines this world and our world. Oh, wait, that sounds like shit. There's monsters in this world. Wait a minute. I got all excited at the prophecy and us being right the whole time. I don't want monsters.
Well, no. Unless it means that by combining our world with this world, it gets rid of the monsters and makes it more like our world instead of it becoming more like their world.
Yeah, I mean, we're amidst chaos, harmony tossed. In the end, two halves made whole. We have to do this thing. We got to fix it all.
I mean, I don't think we have a choice in the matter because that lady's going to kill us either way. But sure, I'm down for it.
So what do we have to do?
What does it say? Find the what in the?
Well, what did they do in Dark Crystal?
They found the crystal shard and they jabbed it inside the bigger crystal shard, and then it sealed everything, and then they had to have all the people line up together, and then the sun hit the crystal and then hit them in the eyes and went to the back of their head for some reason and hit the other guys in the eyes. It didn't make sense. It was the 70s.
Gives the Sparks notes on what actually happens in the Dark Crystal.
That's actually 100% accurate.
Glad we're spoiling.
Yeah.
Just in case you haven't, by the way, this is the movie.
Yeah, we're spoiling the movie that's older than everyone in this chat. So yeah, if you didn't see it, get wrecked.
Exactly.
What does it say?
And then you should go watch the Netflix show.
Yeah.
How old is that movie?
Like 40 years. It came out in the 80s. So we're old.
The original movie is real old.
So how old is it?
Early 80s, late 70s, I think.
82.
Yeah, there you go.
Damn, all right, 4 years before me. Never mind. I was not but a glint in anyone's eye.
Yep. We're all born in the 80s. What does it say?
No, there's one child in this room.
That's right. I forgot baby boy.
Yeah.
2 worlds and
I'm a 90s child friend.
Through the glass.
Get out.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, what do we have to do?
I don't know.
Great.
That's just all I know.
Well, we figured this out before. Who wrote this down? Did you Kit, did you take notes the last time I rambled?
I don't do notes. I do pictures.
What's the difference?
Levi, were you that kid in school who like harassed other kids to ask if you could copy their homework as the teacher was coming around to collect the homework? Because it kind of seems like that right now.
That's not really good.
That's a yes then. I'll take that as a yes.
Well, we should probably get out of this place for starters, and we should find person.
Sava?
Yeah,
That's
true.
I'm sorry.
That's true. Maybe Sava will know.
Let's go find Sava.
Nobody took notes is what happened.
I remember what I said. I just don't in character remember what I said. What
I mean, I've been taking notes. They just don't make any sense.
I know where Sava is, right? Oh no, I sent Sava a message, Natalie, right?
Yes.
It's a lot of smooch written over and over again with people's names in the game in hearts.
It's that one heart that just is crossed out, and then a new name is then it's crossed out.
And then it's crossed out again and it keeps getting crossed out.
Didn't I give Sava a terrible message? Like,
yes.
Bitch lady coming for you, run. Something terrible like that.
Yeah.
Pretty much exactly that, actually, I think.
About that helpful, yes.
Great.
Like you did the sending spell and you're like, I only have 25 words, so let's make them count. Bitch lady coming for you.
Oh no. Still have words
send
to
them a
use.
message in 120 characters or less.
Eggplant emoji, kisses.
Cake, don't get wrecked.
Wrecked. W-R-E-C-K-T.
No, R-E-K-T, wrecked. Yeah, I don't think we have a direction right now. And now we have Lockie, who looks like that. No offense.
I think that you mentioned going to find Sava, and you said you messaged Sava, so maybe that's the next best place to go, is to try and find them. I mean, I feel like we keep, pardon the phrasing of it, but we keep kind of pussyfooting around actually going and facing this sort of head on. So maybe the more appropriate way to handle this is to go and meet whatever it is that we're supposed to go up against, as opposed to going through all these different channels to try and avoid it. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. No. I've been kind of emotionally compromised throughout all of this. You know, I lost a friend that I don't actually know if they are my friend.
Didn't you find a friend again?
I was going to let it go because the last time I brought it up, you punched me, so...
Yeah, because you don't know how to be sensitive.
Okay, listen. Kit said...
No, done.
Kissed.
Stop listening.
Not...
You were saying?
I don't know where Sava is.
I found my friend again, yes, but I don't actually know if it's them and everything is really weird because they have a life, they had a family, and they claim that they came from the same place that you did, and they didn't ever actually really mean to exist in my world. So I don't know how to wrap my head around that, nay, everything else that's going on. So to be perfectly honest, I want to try and tackle this thing head on so that maybe we can get back to some semblance of normalcy, and I can try and figure out that as well.
We need to do that. We need to find them.
Do we know about Kit's book, his scry pad?
I think so, because we've known about the sketchbook from like the first.
Well, not the sketchbook, his new book.
No, the
the new one.
No,
the scribe pad. Yeah.
That new.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think you told them, really, Kit.
No.
Nope. No sketchbook. Who dis?
You did talk about meeting some guy and playing tic-tac-toe with them.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I mean, do I...
And we saw you draw the 4 people, right? Which was like random shadow person, Naya, someone else, and Lady Care, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know it's So I think Levi's gonna look to you and be like, "Can you like you mentioned you played board games with a shadow monster or something? I don't. You trailed off and I stopped listening, or both. Can you contact that person? Not for board games, but for like find out what the hell's going on. Maybe they can help."
Yeah, I feel like they're among the only people that could be really on our side. Arono, who I played tic-tac-toe with, and Sava, the only people that I feel like we can trust.
Well, can you contact the one? I don't know where Sava is, and I don't know what Loki can do. And he looks at Loki and goes,
That's a great question. I don't either, honestly. So
I was gonna say he looks at Loki and goes, I don't know that he does either.
Loki is like pulling himself up to like sit down in like a legs splayed on the ground, kind of arms between his knees kind of way. And when Levi looks over him, just kind of like,
I totally pictured you like extended the arm out, and then like once you gave him the thing, now you're like, no shit. And then like you're like manually pulling the arm back in. Like
nah,
it didn't retract.
It came back in, but it didn't come in like an arm. It came in kind of almost like a tendril with a weird.
It came out like two different lengths of arm.
It's a really bad tape measure that you've broken.
Yeah.
After extending it. Excellent.
Body hard.
This entire content warning, body horror. Apparently, this entire episode.
Can you contact the sand shadow? What are they?
Sand person.
Person.
Yeah,
okay.
I think.
Like Remy.
Yeah.
You met someone else that's like that?
Yeah, and I think I'm like that too.
Why would you think that?
I don't know. It's just suspicion. And Kit gets out the notebook and starts writing in it.
Yeah, what you writing? What are you writing?
Jules is literally just like, that's not an explanation. That answered none of my questions. I just have more questions now.
Levi,
this is just the game we've been playing with each other the whole time.
Levi looks at Jules and goes,
You're constantly just in a state of don't know what the fuck's happening. You're no help.
Lady Care touched Loki. He's a monster now. But we know the real prophecy. We need to find Sava. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh goodness. You write this message out into this very specific notepad in the charcoal that was provided to you, and you see the charcoal sink into the parchment and disappear. A moment later, it returns back, so you have that record of your message, and underneath it, you start seeing letters begin to appear as a response. At last, the truth. And it stays there for a moment.
The little dot appears.
Dot, dot, yeah,
is charcoaling.
It is charcoaling, yes. The next message that comes up. Your friend should know where Sava is. They should be in trouble. Write to me if the lady shows again. I need to be in the same place as her to set things right.
I had a vision of you two fighting. I'm worried. And then, which friend? Question mark. Like, which friend knows about Thurs?
Talk to the anomaly. And when you see Lady Care, please do me the favor and knock her out.
We'll try.
And just signs with a very elaborate O.
Fucking filigree as shit. Just
Yeah.
There's so many swoops.
There's so many swoops, so many
How
swirls.
dramatic.
Kit signs love, comma, and then a big X.
I was waiting for you to be like, love Katrina, and I was gonna be like, what?
No, it's short for Kitsune. It's not even really their name. They just took it.
Just something they liked.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
You fucking weeb. Anyway.
And we wonder how this game turned out the way it did.
Who does?
Do we wonder that?
Who does, Natalie?
Yeah. It was doomed.
Doomed from the start.
Sarcasm.
Clearly, just have to play a full-on weeb game now.
Okay, wait. Who's the anomaly?
Lucky.
But Lockie said they didn't know.
Lucky, pick a place from your previous form's memory banks where I'm letting you choose to decide on memory here.
All right.
Where would you, Naya, and Sada hang out? Where would you go? Oh no, I'm making you do character stuff. Deal with it.
Gross.
Oh, this is role playing.
Yeah, well, role playing. I don't want role playing in my role playing game. Nat, what are you doing?
It's about being a weeb.
Well, can't I just roll on a table?
We all have great nerd voices, by the way.
I think so. Lockie thinks about it for a second and then is like, well, that's going to be difficult. Because I think where they would go is like, it was like the place where the three of them were raised, or mostly stayed when they were being taught to be an army. And that barracks is probably now defunct because, probably monster attack. But it's probably really, really, really close to where Lady Care would potentially be, actually.
Cool. What end of town did you want to put this on?
That's a good question.
North, south, east, west, central, Scarberia.
Where is the?
You guys are currently Scarberia-ish area.
Right. Where's the big concentration of demons? Because let's make this easy, right?
Rude as fuck.
The biggest concentration of demons, you'd probably want to go with the central area of town, the central downtown.
Yeah, let's go with like central-ish.
Comparing what you did, comparing like your mental map of real world versus mirror world, both worlds, comparing the two, you can now recognize the fact that the main barrack that was used for Damon housing, training, etc., acts as a museum actually in the other world.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's where we're, a museum. We could just...
You can't vamp there anymore.
I cannot, but I can take a train, which is going to be hysterical because I have no idea what I look like going back through a portal, and Lockie hasn't thought about that part.
I mean, you look the same, right? Because that's what all the other anomalies that cross back through, they also look like monsters.
Which means you're going to have to explain some stuff, or get a really big coat. And if we're popping back out in the homeless shelter, that's probably not that hard, actually, now that I think about it. But like Lockie has like taken the last little bit to pull themselves into a mostly human-ish form, I think is where they're at right now. A little similar, except like instead of like their skin is a darker gray, like darker gray, almost black, and they've got the red eyes of the anomalies too, and then bones on the outside because fuck it. If anyone's seen Ruby, they're a Grim now is where we're at.
Okay. Man, I don't want to go back out there with you looking like that. Looking like a fucking monster. That's going to be too much explaining, and we're bad at that already. We're super bad at explaining. I want to fuck up.
Incorrect. Some of us are super bad at explaining.
I mean, remember that time that kid tried to steal a cop car?
Yeah. So once again, some of us are bad at explaining.
That had nothing to do with explaining anything.
You tried to explain to the cop why you needed his car, didn't you? And then he got teleported.
Didn't you also like make out at some point?
That was a great explanation. That's what we were doing in an abandoned warehouse. Okay.
I mean, we barely made out.
Wow, rude. Okay. Wow. Just calling it out here. Fuck me, right? Jeez.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Little guy in the totem pole here. I'm trying to look up what magic does, so I'm filling time. Magic. Okay, there it is. Do other things. Summon. Communicate. No. Observe. No. Make portal. Is that not an option? Nope. I want to do big magic, Natalie.
Excellent.
Oh no.
I want to do big magic.
You want to do big magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Lockie's a literal monster. No offense. So I don't want to bring him on the subway. You know?
All right.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like that's fair. So I want to make a portal to where we need to go.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So what do I need to do that? Because that's how big magic works, I guess.
Yeah,
You tell me all the bullshit
things.
that I need to do.
There's lots of bullshit that you
Yeah.
need. You're trying to create a portal.
Yeah.
And so what you learned, what I'm going to say is you are going to need a large mirror
Okay.
that you can all stand on at the same time. You are going to need the help of all four of you are going to need to work on this.
Okay.
And you are going to need... You're going to need a sacrifice of some sort.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Interpret as you will.
I'm killing Steve. Fuck that guy.
You leave Steve alone.
I've hated Steve since episode 1.
Really?
Stupid Steve.
Who has been crawled up near close to Jules this entire time, for the record, because seeing what happened to Lockie and then seeing everything go down with everybody else, Jules is safe.
I'm trying to think how I would have this revelation that I can do this.
You would have known with the mirror, like portals and whatnot, you could definitely ascertain that the mirror would help. Because mirrors have been portals in this world. You're just trying to figure out a different mirror And you get the idea that in order to be able to do this, you really need to tap into more powers than your own.
Mm-hmm.
So by trying to get everybody else to utilize magic, that'll help. The sacrifice, in whatever term you decide to interpret that, you get the idea of just not getting something out of nothing. You figure if you give something, you're going to get that big something.
Got it. Okay.
Just based on how you've understood magic up until this point and all the different things you've done, I'm going to say like that's kind of how you would break it down.
Okay. So I can kind of piecemeal this nonsense together.
Yeah. Putting that together, you would get that vibe that would be how that would go down.
Okay. Shit. Yeah, I guess as we're discussing the fact that we need to go to wherever we need to go from Lockie, right? Levi kind of turns and says, I think I can make a portal. Like, I mean,
No
I
offense,
don't see why I couldn't.
I don't exactly trust that. No offense, Levi.
I mean, I get it, but like, do you want to play dress up with a monster on the subway?
I mean, we could just throw a sheet over him.
You could also use that same magic that you might have to be able to disguise him.
50-50 shot, either way.
I don't really like those odds.
Yeah, I mean, I'd never disguise somebody, and I mean, I've messed with portals a little bit. So, from that time I closed the portal on...
Is it possible for you to try making the one portal, and if it doesn't work, then we can do that? Or is it something like you only have like the energy and whatnot to do it one time?
Oh, I have no idea. This stuff doesn't end. And he like puts his hands up and like fire crackles across it. So far, it's unlimited.
I hate everything about this. Cool.
Yeah, great.
So, I guess if we have to, then try and make the portal. And if it doesn't work, then we'll figure out a way to disguise Lockie so that we can move around in public.
Got it. Okay. We need a giant mirror.
Okay, so there's stuff we need.
Yeah, I can't just make a portal out of thin air. What is this?
Okay, well, you didn't specify that when you said that you could make... So you can't... All right. What do you need?
A giant mirror.
There's a mirror in this room, right?
I think it's a bathroom mirror.
That, I think.
No, we shattered the one in the warehouse. Is the one in this room big enough?
You could fit 2 of you on that mirror. You wouldn't be able to fit all 4.
I think I need a bigger one. Like the one from the warehouse. I guess we could walk to the warehouse. It only take like an hour, right? To walk there?
Wait, what about water? Can we just put water on the ground? That's reflective. If it's still enough.
I mean...
Or what about the 2 of you, Levi and Lockie, take your crazy experimental portal, and Jules and I ride the train?
Because I need everyone's help to do this.
I thought you were going to suggest that someone get on someone else's shoulders so all 4 of us can...
we play, what is it, chicken in the pool? I need everyone's help to do this. So...
What do you need us to do?
I don't know. I think, like, remember the time that I, summoned words to Sava and I kind of used Lockie to help do that? I think it's kind of like that. I think I just need everyone here to, like, you ever see Charmed?
No, really wasn't my thing.
Really? Like, it looks like it would 100% be... Never mind.
What the fuck that's supposed to mean, but we're not going to... We don't have time to unpack all of that, so...
Mike points to the character art.
This entire show could have just been Jules unpacking things that Levi says.
Yep.
That's actually the subtitle. We don't have time for that, Levi. Yeah, I think it's like a power of 4. Settle the score, or whatever rhyme works.
Oh, like the 4 corners sort of thing.
Oh, so you know craft, but you don't know...
Yeah. What about it?
Basically the same. Anyway.
No, the fuck they are not. And that is actually Cora saying that, not Jules.
Yeah, one is a wooden fence and one is a barbed wire fence.
One's a barbed wire tattoo. Yeah, I think I just need everyone here to be here or something. Like, the prophecy, man. It's for 4 people, not 2 and 2.
No, I get that. Okay, so then what do we need to do? You need a
I need
mirror.
I need a big mirror. I need everyone, and then like probably like just like the sacrifice of something or other, and then like boom, I turn the mirror into a portal,
sorry,
and shoot, we go through the portal.
Why was that a sacrifice?
Or something.
Like what kind of sacrifice?
Magic is really vague. I'm recently discovering, and so like it could be anything. Like it could be like Kit's book. It could be like Steve. It could be like,
But you have no concrete details on what it needs to be.
No. To be fair, I also had zero concrete anything when I summoned a dog out of nowhere. So.
But this is the thing. If you're not sure how much magic you have at your disposal and whether this is going to like use up a lot of it and then you have to recharge, we need to try and like know exactly what we need to do to make it work right the first time. I don't want to be stuck here all day just doing this over and over again until we get it right.
Then let's sacrifice something big.
Okay, but that still doesn't like what? Like what?
I don't know. Ideas? Team effort.
Kit pulls out your Swolex and throws it on the ground.
I'm pretty sure that's not going to be... How did you get it again? That was on me.
You're down to 5 Swolexes on that arm now.
You like, this son of a bitch. It wasn't even the one you took originally. That one's over here. Give me that.
I can't help it, okay? It just happens.
It happens when I'm nervous.
5 minutes later, another Swolex goes missing and appears on Kit's arm.
It was during the smooch. I just took it. I don't know.
No, that's when they took your wallet.
Right? There's no money in there. Yeah, I don't know. What do we have? Like, we have... I have nothing on me.
Is it a bad idea for us to just walk around in this mirror world? I mean, and Kit pulls out the gold-winged pin that they stole. I have this.
What does that do?
I don't know. I saw the people with the bones out on the outside wearing this.
I don't think that you being a klepto is gonna help us.
Lockie, you see those wings and you recognize them. You know that they are normally... You had a set at one point.
Yep.
And you know that they are both they are a symbol of faith, a symbol of dedication, and you know also that faith has power. And so if a sacrifice of power is needed, that might work.
You could burn those.
It's just like a pin.
It's a bit more than that.
It's a very shiny pin.
Yeah, I need more info, Lockie. I know you're going through some shit right now, but like, welcome to the team. We're all going through some shit.
I have an idea of what I could do, but maybe we'll save that for like a last resort if the pin thing doesn't work.
I have an idea that I need to think about. What if this sucks for everyone and we all sacrifice a thing? I don't know what I would sacrifice though.
I can do that.
I could do that.
Well, that went way smoother than I expected.
And then you say shit like that. You just suck it all up again.
So,
like, it could have been so fun.
In all reality, Levi has nothing to give up. And that's why he was like, fuck, this is a bad idea. So I'm...
You proposed an idea and then realized immediately afterward that you had nothing to contribute to the idea you proposed.
The only thing on him is a small gun that no one's seen and a dagger that I don't think anyone else has. And 6 Swolexes and a suit. That's all he's wearing. And he has no friends. So, like, he's got nothing to sacrifice. Just Steve.
He has magic.
Fucking Steve.
I was going to say.
You know...
You could stop being Sparky Boom, man.
That sounds terrible. I don't like any of the words you said.
Actually don't.
Right. Stop killing all the things. Yeah.
We're being legit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
What are you guys doing?
I think, yeah. That's what he says, and he's waiting for Kit to respond, yes.
So, I'm sorry, to what?
It sucks for everyone. We all sacrifice something. And Lockie said yes, and Jules said yes.
Yeah, and Kit has the pin. He's holding out the pin.
I don't think you can sacrifice something that doesn't belong to you. You just stole that.
It belongs to me now.
Jesus Christ.
Does anything belong to anyone?
Love it. Okay.
Well, I could sacrifice these, and pulls out the key ring of the cops, the cops' keys.
That's still awesome.
It's not a sacrifice if you don't care about it. That's the thing. That's how sacrifice works. You're not attached to any of these things.
Yes, I am.
No,
Look at how they're so shiny and important.
Attached to these things.
Levi just turns to Jules. Let's find a mirror. And he just like arbitrarily picks a direction and starts walking.
Of all the people that you turn to, I'm super surprised that I'm the person you turn to.
Yeah, because Lockie speaks in riddles or half thoughts. And what's he gonna do to help Kit? And Kit's Kit, who's half in the clouds. The only grounded person is Jules.
The only grounded person is the human who literally has no magic.
Yeah,
I think that's in the looking glass world that we are literally in.
As a character who is fixated on mirrors, Natalie, would I have an idea of where the nearest large mirror is? It's my thing.
Your mirror senses are tingling.
Yeah.
God.
I could roll if that would be helpful. We are playing a role-playing game.
We are. You're not wrong. How about, can you roll plus cool to help out? Because you were trying to help out Levi.
Yeah.
Okay, you said that. You're like,
Did that do anything? There we go.
Did it do anything? Yes. Did you do anything? No. That is
I get XP though, right?
You get XP.
Sounds like a really good time to spell all that luck we've been banking, folks.
There is luck. Don't forget, you do have luck.
Yeah, but like I'm like almost halfway to the doomed. So I might not do that.
That's not unreasonable.
That's fair.
Also, I just leveled up.
That's 2 level ups you've got.
Again.
Wow.
2. Anyways. Is
what
anybody...
disaster am I in store for here?
Jules, if you are actually going to also agree to try to help out, if you want to roll plus cool, let's see if you have better luck. I think, Kit, you get very perplexed with your own mirror and the bathroom mirrors that you realize you can't. Those are the only ones.
Like, why can't we use these?
There we go. Woo. Why can't we use these? Because they're too small. And that argument persists while Jules goes and starts to wander through the soup kitchen, at which you are able to go through and you are in a closet that is filled with some clothes, but they're very oddly shaped clothes. It looks as if this normally is a closet to house extra outfits, clothing, wares for people that normally frequent the soup kitchen, or at least would in the real world. Behind a bunch of draped fabrics that loosely look like they could be garments but don't seem to have any fit or form or shape to them really, you do find actually a long, tall mirror.
Okay.
That all 4 of you, if you're standing next to each other, you could all be on.
Okay. I proceed to grab that and drag it out of the closet.
Lockie grabs clothes because they're a weird shape now.
Like, I just picture him like Beast from Beauty and the Beast. He just has the cape around him.
Exactly, yeah, that's exactly where I was going, actually. He just has like a big cloak.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, well, we got that. Also way faster than I expected. Okay, cool. So we lay it down. And he's doing his best to sound authoritative on this. And then we all stand on it. And then, I don't know, we like join hands or something? And then we put all the sacrifice things in the middle or something. And then...
Should I be like chanting or something, Levi? Or drumming.
I don't know. Do we do weird stuff when you have visions? Don't be rude. I'm trying to make a portal here out of nothing, man. Cut me some slack.
All right, touche.
Jeez. Hold on. Let us all do this. For 45 minutes, you sassy jerk. Smooch one time and take it back.
Hey, my visions have been
sacrifice
very
that smooch.
Your magic has mostly burned people and things.
Yeah,
My
all the
magic
bad
is
things that have
helpful.
tried to kill you. Your magic has found the things that try to kill us.
Girls.
And he just stands.
Lucky is standing on the mirror, like looking at everybody, being like, "Why are we taking so long?"
So he stands on the mirror and like sort of like awkwardly tries to find somewhere to reach on Lucky and like just puts a hand on him and just leaves it there. Like he was looking for a hand. It's
Lucky, like if you're like looking for Lucky, will just like stick a hand out of the clothes.
Oh, you're solid. I thought it was gonna
And
go
like
right through.
oddly warm.
Gross.
Kit,
Oh, you're sweaty.
Kit is holding everybody's hand to the side of her like this, like doing a fingers crossed, and just really hoping for the best. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm just really hope this goes okay. We need all the luck we can get on this one.
I mean,
Yeah.
when my magic has almost always worked.
So
Well, now that you said that, rolls 1. Great.
Right. And then I think we put all of the sacrifice stuff in the middle, and then we stand around it in like
What
a
if-
circle.
what if it's not a physical thing?
I mean, mine's not, so that's fine.
Do we have to say what it is, or do we just think about it, or how does this work?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay, that was 2 options. You didn't narrow it down.
I mean, why not both? Say it out loud and then think about it or something. Yeah, do,
I think you got to in order to give it up. You can't like do Lent without telling anybody about it, because who's going to hold you accountable?
That implies that I know what the fuck Lent is.
I don't know. It's something that other people do.
People that
Nice.
don't like to have fun. Am I right? Yeah.
hot take.
All right.
Catholic school kids.
Yeah, I
You
think-
guys are all
Hey, that was
surrounded
me.
around the mirror, correct?
Yes.
Everyone's on the mirror.
You're each choosing to give up something. I'm going to have
Yep.
each of you say what that is. And when you do, I need you to roll plus weird. Each person is going to roll for this.
Dope.
Oh boy.
Cool.
Big magic.
I get to go last. Call
Sure.
it.
Ooh, before this all gets started, can I jinx it
Sure.
In like a good way?
in a good way?
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute, hold on, what? What? Okay, all right, cool.
That was
Choices
so
were
good.
made.
Okay,
Like,
so
did it owe me a
Kit,
Coke?
roll plus weird.
Yeah, I'm
and I'll
encouraging
say-
coincidences to occur in the way that I want. So
Correct, yeah.
No.
Kit.
Nice. All right, levels 2 and 1/5.
I'm gonna use a luck.
Okay.
I don't want it.
Okay. Okay, so you're
Alright.
using a luck, so it's actually a 12. Correct?
Yes. So
You'll
yeah,
get to hold 2 on that one.
yeah. I got some holds. I got some luck in our pockets here.
Okay.
And how I'll let you use those, because I'm going to say your target is effectively this spell in this. I'm going to be a little loosey-goosey on that. So I'll let you apply that to either as 2 separate ones or as a whole 2, like however, on whichever roll. Okay?
Perfect.
I'm happy to let it work that way. Okay, who wants to go first with what they are going to sacrifice?
I'm last.
Levi's going last because he is the big magic user.
A very shiny gold winged pin from the mirror world. That seems important.
Okay,
Ding.
roll plus weird for me.
He's the only person giving up something that anybody can actually see.
Okay,
A Chevron.
that's cool. All right, who's next? Jules or Lockie?
Lucky it is.
Okay. Lucky is giving up caring for Naya.
Okay. Awesome.
Nice.
You want to use that +1 forward?
No, I'm going to use luck. I've got a whole
Okay.
bunch of that lying around.
Okay. Excellent. So you use luck on that one, and you are giving up caring for Naya. Jules.
All my memories of Remy.
Woof.
Oof.
Yes.
Okay. Roll plus weird. That's a 9. Excellent. Levi.
Levi stands there holding on to, I assume, Lockie and let's say Kit, because I think they were the second one to jump on the thing. And everyone says their thing. And in typical Levi fashion, he just mumbles under his breath. And then anyone looking at him, especially Jules, who's opposite him, sees all of the tattoos recede down to his hands. And he looks completely normal. And he looks disheveled, and like all of his clothing begins to look tattered and worn and shitty as he mumbles magic. And then all of it funnels into the center of the room, and a big vortex of fire kind of starts to happen. And that's that.
Excellent.
The end. Now I'm gonna go cry.
And as this vortex of black flame circles around you, you also see in midst these pyres of fire that are creating a tornado effect around you. You actually see that dog that you had summoned, Levi, Icarus, circling around, having it go faster and faster and faster and faster. And as the flames encroach closer in towards all of you, and you step towards the mirror, onto the mirror, you go through the mirror. Now, what point are you focusing on? Where are you taking this portal?
Wherever Lockie described. Right, because I assume he described like the center of the Demon City or something like some point.
The old barrack thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And you appear, you walking through this, you all are teleported to outside of this large building akin to what you know to be a museum, actually, in the real world. The fire's dying down around you. And it all stops. The mirror isn't there with you. You were able to just pass through it. The fire has left a darkened charcoal ring around the circle of you.
Did that just worked, huh?
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's worked almost every time. I don't know why everyone's still surprised. I don't know what you're saying, but it looks like you're very stern about it.
It's that almost. That's usually what makes people a little concerned that it's not going to work.
Listen, I don't recall anyone actually seeing it not work. Except for that time that I passed out, and only you saw that. So,
Except now everyone else knows about that because you just said it.
Yeah, but one time out of how many episodes?
So much shit's been on fire, Levi.
I did it on
much.
purpose. It's rarely been an accident.
That does not make it better.
But the point is, the magic's worked every time I used it. So, anyway, Lockie, this was a bad idea too. You're a monster. No offense. And we're in the place of the people that kill you. We should have thought this out way better than we did.
I already did that. And Lockie starts looking for Sava.
Okay.
Okay.
Where would you head? Where would you?
If we're in the thing, probably
You're outside like the front doors of the main building.
Lockie would just go in the front door.
Okay.
Oh. He's gonna get killed.
And not quietly go through the door, slam it open as if kicked open.
Didn't he say this was Damon City?
Yeah, but we gotta follow him. It's our
Okay, cool.
our friend here.
Levi bends over and pulls up his tattered pant leg and pulls out a revolver. And he starts to run after Lockie.
Lockie, you're just going in,
Going.
walking.
Walking.
Did you walk any differently now in this new form? Is it one of those weird?
He walks like this the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't think Lockie Lockie doesn't there isn't like a shoulder roll necessarily, but there's definitely occasionally the cloak just kind of like like something like pops through it and forces the cloak to something moving underneath like a burlap sack kind of thing.
Okay.
And so he's mostly fine, and then just nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So weird.
Right, that, yeah.
I hate it.
So gross. I love you, but it's so gross. I love you, but you're so disgusting.
You're literally
Body
so
horror
weird.
is my shit.
So everybody just follows along after Lockie, correct? Yeah. Because now you're worried that you're just going to die. Walking into the foyer entrance of this building, for those of you who have been there, it looks very much like the entrance to the museum where they have the reception, where they have everything set up. There is, Lockie, you would know that there is a main meeting hall that is the large open entrance that's not too far from here, but you also know that certain barracks would have been set up in the exhibit rooms. Specifically, that was how they were set up. So what are you heading for? So if you go straight ahead...
I'm heading for what was our
room.
old room.
Okay. Yeah, because if you head straight ahead, you would hit the main hall. Or if you head towards the left, you can skirt around it to hit towards the additional exhibits in the barracks.
If it sounds like there's anything coming from the main hall, Lockie's going inside. If there isn't, if it sounds like there's a lot of things moving in the main hall, Lockie's avoiding it and going to the left. If not, yeah.
You hear some ruckus. It's hard to make out exactly what it is. For all you know, it could just be briefings.
They're like, okay. Yeah, Lockie goes to his squad's old barrack.
Okay.
I think.
So going around, you can skirt past using some of the additional passageways within here. You are able to go around and make your way to... Anybody's been to the Royal Ontario Museum? Not really. Royal Toranna Museum. It was the dinosaur exhibit. It lacks all the bones that the exhibit would have otherwise had.
That seems wrong for this world, but okay.
One time where there's no bones. But it has all the spaces set aside for them, but they've been adorned with, you see boxes, you see fabrics, you see weapons, you see just people's things by the looks of it, presumably extra pairs of boots, an extra belt, an extra sword. As you kind of walk past several other exhibits and you head towards your old barrack, Lockie. And you're just going there straight in, you're not stopping for anything, right?
Yep.
What are the rest of you all just following quietly in suit?
Yeah.
Wonderful. And you all head towards the old barrack. Lockie, you see Sava lying on a cot, seemingly asleep.
Is that seemingly asleep or gonna be dead when I walk over there kind of asleep?
Are you walking over there? I'm not telling you this information.
Oh, absolutely am I walking over there, yes. Oh yeah, yep, uh-huh.
Who do you think I am? You...
I'm asking because I'm going to go find out, that's why.
Okay, good. I'm not going to tell you before you walk over there. That's just silly. You walk up to the seemingly asleep form of Sava, still underneath. He's turned away from you, like on his side, and his face is away from you. And going up to the body and being able to turn it over, you see this panic-stricken look that is frozen on his face. He's not dead, but something has been done to him to absolutely paralyze him. You are muted.
Of course I am. Can I figure out what?
Read a bad situation for me.
Is that?
I'm going with this is a bad situation.
That's reasonable. What fucking? Sharp. Okay.
Wait.
Vaguely, I can vaguely figure out what's going on.
You can, on a 7 to 9, hold 1. The hold can be spent to ask the keeper one of the following questions. I mean, I don't think you want to know best way in or out. Dangers we haven't noticed, biggest threat, what's most vulnerable to me, what's the best way to protect the victims?
I mean, if we're including Sava as a victim and how if protect means undo this nonsense, can I pick that question?
You can, like, if you're trying to figure out, like
what is happening and how I can fix it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. There's just kind of like the best way to protect the victims in this kind of sense, with Sava being a victim. Cool. Beautiful. You, upon looking more across his body, taking off the blanket that was covering the majority of it, you notice several puncture wounds actually to his back. You notice specifically 3 puncture wounds to his back. And you see this burning sear marks right around those puncture wounds, meaning you understand this to be Naya. You understand that they utilized Sava's own trident against him. And it seems to have struck a point in his back where it seems you understand it looks like it may have nicked a couple of vertebrae and therefore paralyzing the body.
Okay.
Just with how the specifics of it are. How can you help your friend? Figuring out some way to heal him. Healing was always a weird thing when it came down to the daemon. Lady Care could always make sure you were cared for after fighting anomalies.
Mm-hmm.
She could always heal you. She could always take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you never had need for anything that could otherwise do anything. Occasionally, the odd time somebody needed a couple extra sessions. And so the odd time you would see somebody with a sling because due to a broken arm or whatnot, but you would never anything like this.
Okay, so it was like mostly fine or dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
It was either you could probably heal from it or you're dead.
Cool. So I think...
Have the other 3 caught up and you are in the room now as well?
I would assume.
Okay. You're in this space that, it's weird because you know it to be, it looks like a typical museum exhibit space with these round patches, but instead, like, there are no stanchions to keep people from entering into it. And instead, in those circular areas or those exhibit spaces, you see cots, you see crates, you see belongings. This has been clearly lived in, and it's a weird juxtaposition. And you see the body of Sava paralyzed, frozen, unable to really move in this moment.
Would it be reasonable for me to use investigate a mystery and sight to maybe try and figure out where this attacker went?
Go for it.
I'm seeing some ghostly footprints.
Yeah.
It's just roll 20. It hates me.
It is not a fan of you today. I will let you use your +4 from before because I feel like you never get to use your +4.
I know.
So I will actually let you use 1 +4 to make that at least a 7.
Okay, I appreciate it. It's weird in this system because 1 doesn't ever really tip it, and a lot of the times you've got that 1 like that you're holding on to. So it's weird.
I'll let it like tip in this case. Like I'll say it like it because we didn't need to use it either. You still have that energy about you, and in the sense, yes, in the sense it kind of manifests in a way of just a gold glittery stream of light that emanates from you. I'd actually say emanates from your pocket mirror. Decided that's magical at this point. It basically is. And so
from being, handled enough.
Seriously, it's done enough things. It's seen enough things. And so with that investigate a mystery, you can hold 1 and ask one of those questions. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can it hurt? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
Yeah, where did it go?
Where did it go? You see this trail of golden sparks circle around Sava for a moment and then lead back out towards outside of the room and towards the right. Starting to fill in footprints as if they were on the actual ground themselves.
Yeah, I just peeked down the hall or in that direction.
And as you do, looking down this fairly narrow hallway that connects the back half of the exhibits, stepping out from one of the other doorways further down is the one you recall as Naya. They seem to have something else has formed instead of hands for them. One of which seems to be completely adhered to the trident. The other holding onto a whip.
Oh, we got company, guys.
And you hear the heeled boots as they make their way down towards you. And all of you can hear in your head, as Naya still has the cloth wrapped into their mouth. Oh, good. I see you've come to play. Welcome back, Lockie. Congrats on your new, or should I say original form. I'm sorry about Sava, but he was going to do something. I hope you'll forgive me. I mean, I need to repay you for my new hands.
She's coming down the hall?
Yes, but she's able to speak into your mouth.
How close is she to the door and or the wall?
Probably about 20 feet.
Real close.
What's the wall made out of?
I'm gonna go with concrete of some sort. Like it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay. So it's sizable.
building.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to break a cardinal genre rule. Lockie interrupts Naya's monologue.
Oh no.
Rude.
Does the triple roar, like triple voice roar again from human form, bounds out the door, shoulder checks the officer wall, falls over, like explodes into big angry doggo, and then leaps.
And I think that's where we're gonna pick up next session.
What the fuck?
I think that's where we're picking up.
Why is everyone turning into dogs?
Wow. Fucking. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Okay? You okay there?
I think next week is the finale.
It is.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
me running. Okay.
What are you
Cool.
gonna do without magic?
I don't know.
Gun. You cast gun.
I have plans.
I'm gonna cast bullets. Is my plan.
I have plans. I haven't figured it out. I have an idea.
Well, I don't.
That's fine. You don't need to.
So this was Through the Glass. We've done it. We've gone through so many times. Things are a-changin'. Remy who? Hashtag. And oh no!
How dare you?
I'm sorry. Why are you mad? You don't even know what I'm talking about. If you like the shenanigans we get around here, please go check us out on Patreon. If you want to talk about this show and use that hashtag, please do so in our Discord. Links for both down below. And let's go around, do our introductions, and we'll get the hell out of here. We'll start with Cora because I keep making her angry. Cora, who are you? What are you doing here? And where can people find you on the internet?
It's so easy for you. Hi, everyone. I'm Cora. You can find me on here. You can also find me on Twitter at GlamourBomb Live, all capitalized and with a U. So it's the British spelling because I'm posh like that. I don't give a fuck. You can find me on there talking about RPG stuff, random ass, just nonsense, whatever I feel like for the day, but mostly TTRPG and gaming stuff. And you can find me here. I mean, really next week and then beyond with future project stuff. But you can also listen to Chords of Fate, which is a D&D 5e live play podcast that I am a part of. They air episodes every Monday. It's under Mage Productions, and I believe, unless the quarantine and everything like that keeps us from doing so, this upcoming Monday will actually be our recording of our final session for the first season of this thing. So yeah,
hell yeah,
we'll see how that all turns out.
Sweet. Let's jump over to John. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
What am I up to? Oh, that's a great question. So, hey, I'm John on Twitter at RY0MASA. I've got this show on Tuesdays at 8. I guess one more Tuesday at 8 next week. I've also got a show on Scratix Academy called New Acadian Nights, where I'm playing a scholar who is just an arms dealer and a generally amoral asshat. Also, other than that, I'm stuck at home, yay world, doing homework, working on RPG projects, publishing a micro RPG soon, parodying like Usha and Wirefu films, where you play the My Cabbages guy from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Your job is to try to stop everyone from breaking all of your stuff when they inevitably get into a fight. So, other than that, yeah. Just, doing things on the internet.
Hell yeah, loving it. Nat, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Well, that's a great question. Who am I? Hi, my name's Natalie. You can find me on Twitter at Chaotic Rogue, where I talk about, all kinds of fucking things all the time. Life is just weird lately, all right? I don't even know half the time. But the biggest thing, coolest thing that I am working on right now, besides the wonderful work I do with Mage College, of which I've got a bunch of things that are in the works, so you should have some cool stuff coming out for y'all soon. But the cool thing that I am also working on right now is the, if you follow Greenleaf Geek, you know she's got a fabulous Keyfish Kickstarter for these really cute, like, polyhedral dice that have little, like, goldfish in them. I'm writing an adventure that is actually going to be given to anybody who adds on for the $5 adds on $5. You get the PDF of it. There's some fabulous artwork that's going in there, and there's an entire tier of you get to have a seat at the table. There are 5 fabulous DMs who are actually like going to run games. That is that adventure. And there's part of me that is like, oh, fuck, these people are using my shit. Anyway, so like that's a whole thing. Awesome. But it's really cool. There's other people that are involved with it, actually, like Aras Savad, who is in chat. Hi, sweetie. Who's got fabulous specialized Keyfish bags that have been designed for that. There's some really cool stuff. Also, it's a really pretty Kickstarter. Like, as far as Kickstarters go, it's really well designed. Leah did an amazing job. Yes, Archmage Derek is was one of the DMs. So is Gabe, who I know is occasionally in here. TK Johnson, Lily. I don't remember their tag, and there's one other one that I'm forgetting, and I'm the worst. But it's not my job to know that. I just write the adventure and then give it to people to do. But yeah, I am very excited that I have this writing paid writing gig. I'm not gonna lie.
That's dope as hell. That's super dope.
It really is. Anyways, that's the really cool thing. So go check out that Kickstarter. It's already funded. It's already 3 times, the last time I checked, 3 times its goal. It has smashed like 3 different stretch goals. It is doing ridiculously well.
That's awesome.
And I don't have it in front of me, but like, which is why I'm screwing up literally like every call out in this. I know there's some other ones in there, but that's fine.
That's fine. Not your job.
I'm just writing the adventure. That's all I'm doing, but I love it.
Hell
It's
yeah.
fun.
And last but not least, Keith, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Yeah, Keith R. Potempa, Potempa on all the social medias that you can find me at. I do an after-school program in Nashville that teaches kids tabletop role-playing games and positive morality and good stuff like that. Check it out at theheroesguild.com. And yeah, just surviving mostly here through the quarantine, followed just a few days after the tornadoes. So Nashville, just buckling down here, but good news is to come, I'm sure.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you all for being here so much. This has been a super good, fun time. If you're just joining us now, please do go check it out on YouTube. Links for that down below. We're trying to hit 40 patrons, so if you guys want to do patron stuff and find all of our cool behind-the-scenes weird stuff that we're doing, go check it out over there. Also, we're recording the first
Hot Dice Daddies podcast
tomorrow. So if you want to be a Hot Dice Daddy, because Hot Dice Daddy is an attitude, you can join us on our new podcast. That's me and Gnome doing that fun stuff. Speaking of podcasts, I have another one. It's called Dark Fortunes Podcast. You heard it at the beginning of this episode. Go check it out at Dark Fortunes Pod on Twitter and download it on all of your podcast places, Spotify, iTunes, all that good shit. And with that, we're out of here. Have a great night. Bye-bye.